To our Zoom room where the Department of Labor Director David Dell'Isola joins us live. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Sabrina. How you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. Thanks for joining us. I don't even want to say last minute, more like last second, to give us that update. So we'll just go ahead and give you the floor. What does that mean? The FEMA has approved an extension on the unemployment. So
What it means is I talked about this a while ago. This is
Right.
the Trump package, the lost wage assistance program. We applied for it last week, and it came back with some questions, and sat down with the governor, went through all the risks and the pros and the cons, and she agreed that we need to get the money out to the people. So we cleaned it all up, and then they approved us yesterday or last night for $22.5 million. And this will, for our initial budget, was for 3 weeks for claims that were filed after the FPUC expired. So this was for the 27th of July through the 15th of August. And they will see, I think they're working on language now to allow us to keep expending that for maybe 5 to 6 weeks if we don't spend the whole $22.5 million. So they're still working out all the details and the information. I think all we have to do is keep asking for approval for the additional weeks. But yes, we have 22.5 million additional dollars going to be going out to our claimants as soon as the money gets loaded, and we managed to figure out how to program it into our PUA software system.
Mm-hmm. And this isn't something that people have to apply for, right? Or
no.
Okay.
Basically, that's why we're going to try to work it into our software system.
Mm-hmm.
The big difference between the FPUC and this is that any of the weeks that the claimant files for after July 27th, they have to make at least $100 a PUA to qualify for this additional $300 to $400.
Okay.
Dave, can you just give us a quick update on the status of the PUA payouts?
Yeah. Well, we just released another batch Tuesday, and that is running as we speak. That was about 26 million. So I'm hoping to get that out to the banks, and if everything gets drawn down and works out, because of the holiday, it might get delayed a little bit. But early next week, that should hit the banks. And we continue during PCOR 1. My PUA staff continue to work hard to clean the claims, to fix claims, and to take claims, and to pay claims. So we're really working hard during this time, and to try to keep the money flowing to the people that are out of work. And we appreciate their patience, because we know that it's tough to get through the phone lines. We reduced in staff because we were reducing in as the main hit of the claims, and then all of a sudden another PCOR 1 hit us. So we're doing the best that we can, and they're all working very hard. And then of course we're in the middle of all this. We're also applying for this additional $22.6 million, and I'm happy to say that we got that, and that'll be added in, and we'll just keep continuing chasing the money.
Did you guys ever get that 250? I think it was. You said $1,000. You were hoping to get from the feds when we talked with you last week.
That is still awaiting, but that's pretty much going to be a done deal. From my understanding, it's yes, just over 226. There's so many numbers flying around. $1,000, and that's basically to assist us with overpayments and fraud. Fraud continues to be a major problem with us. We probably estimate that we've had over 20,000 fraudulent claims that we've managed to identify. And like I said before, as time goes on, they just keep zeroing in and making it tougher and tougher to identify them. And that's the only thing about this presidential, the Trump LWA program, is that the state and territories that participate are liable to pay back any fraud or overpayments. So that's something that may delay us getting the money out, because I'm going to have to do some really extra scrubbing on those claims to ensure that the liability for Guam is minimized.
And I was going to say, this, when we spoke with like Edward Byrne earlier, he was talking about how he has to turn in this detailed expenditure report to the U.S. Treasury to explain and show where they spent the CARES Act funding. Are you guys having to do the same in terms of providing some sort of reports to the feds on PUA and FPUC?
We basically give your general reports about how the money that we've drawn down, and then how they were paid out, broken out into checks, and how many direct deposits and things like that. We haven't been, not till the program probably stops, that you're going to really have to circle back and get into the nitty gritty as far as how much is overpayments, how much, the fraud is something that, we're not paying it. We're just identifying it, and we're DQing it, and then moving on. So, the fine details are stuff that we haven't gotten into yet, is because we're just, in most states, are just trying to get the money out and trying to keep the money flowing. And we are, balancing the monies, meaning, we let out, we put out about $350 million out, and we just have to balance that with the money that we've drawn down, with how many checks. It's still a big juggling act, because we have to, it's the return the return deposits. We get 100 to 200 return deposits for wrong information, and that has to be reconciled. We get checks that are sent out that get returned because of bad addresses. We have people that, all that accounting has to be balanced out. And before we ask for an additional allotment, those numbers have to be fairly close and balanced before they will give us another drawdown.
In terms of the overpayments, have you guys already started calling people regarding the overpayments and telling them, hey, you need to pay back that money? I know you were talking about
Yes.
how the $220,000 you were getting that
Yeah.
to help to recoup that money, but have you already started?
Yes. We do have a small team of people that are currently got all the forms together and the processes. It's still with USDOL, the whole, as far as overpayment and the appeals process, but we're not waiting. We're moving forward on those. And so those are just ramping out. Letters are just starting to go out so that we can test the system and the process, especially to those people that maybe got paid and they know that they didn't, they want to pay it back. So we want to get that money back before they, spend it. And so we're working on getting those started. The appeals process is also, the forms are starting to get ready to get sent out. So all that is being ramped up as we speak, and hopefully next week we'll start actually moving forward with both those two divisions.
David, I talked to a friend who had told me, and really rather just unfortunate set of circumstances where elderly man was approved for the unemployment assistance, and then just the beginning of this month was advised he had to pay back $6,000. But the guy is, I mean, obviously still unemployed, ill, and the family's saying, we don't know what to do. The money's not, it's gone. He was told he's approved, and he didn't get the denial until, I mean, a couple months after he had already been approved. So are we seeing a lot of situations like that where people got the unemployment, and again, maybe the intent to defraud the system wasn't there? For whatever reason, these claims end up getting denied, and you're looking at people already hard up having to pay back thousands of dollars. And what would the timeline be on that?
It's not like frequent, but we do have circumstances like that, and that's what happens when you're trying to get money out as quickly as possible. And you know, if you ever filled out those forms, you self-certify a lot. You put in the forms, and if you answer correct questions incorrectly, whether fraudulent or unfraudulently, there is a way that you can get approved. Right. It's not super difficult to do that if most of your stuff is true, and you just are fudging maybe the date that you were laid affected, or that a lot of people, you know, in those kind of circumstances were incorrect, that they weren't laid off because of COVID. Maybe they were fired. Yeah. Maybe they were unemployed, and they still managed to get the system to approve them. You know, people have to remember this is a system that was given to me, that was written for PUA and approved by USDOL. I'm doing a program that's doing that. I don't have any judgment calls. You know, everything that gets paid out has to follow the set of rules, that they have to be laid off, reduced in hours because of COVID, and they can't be for any other reason. And a lot of people feel that they deserve the money because they're not working, right? And they go in and they approve it, and they can get the money. I don't have any judgment calls to say, yeah, I can give it to you because your circumstances are you know, warrant it or not. I have to follow the rules, and it's pretty clean cut. And unfortunately, there are people that get paid that aren't supposed to be getting paid because the information was either incorrectly inputted into the system, or you know, and it falsely judged them as being qualified.
Dave, last comment here. Number. Can we just get the numbers again for people who have additional questions?
The best number to dial is the 311 option 6. I am saying that, you know, we are working. Some are working at home. Some are at our call center. Because of the PCOR 1, we've had to spread them out farther away, and are trying to do our best to practice safe distancing. We've had some issues of contact tracing with some of the employees, and we've lost a few for temporary quarantining. So this whole COVID has affected our operations also, but we knock on wood, and everybody is healthy and is well, and we're just keep continuing to do our best with the numbers that we have going.
Thanks for jumping on so quick, Dave. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me. You guys stay safe and wash your hands.
You too. Okay, digging the butt bus there, Dave. He's got the PCOR 1 facial hair going on. It's 6:48. We're going to take a quick break and come back with our Network of Nurses segment that we do with the Guam Nurses Association. That's next on The Link. It's The Breeze 93.9.
GU Self-Storage. Conveniently located near